Good morning and welcome to the Treehouse. This is Kag with your View from Above reading for Monday, the 5th of August. This morning I thought we would also pull an oracle card for the week, but we'll start out with a what you need to know, what you need to think, what you need to do for the week, which seems kind of helpful, I think, for a Monday. I'm going to be using the Radiant Wise deck this morning, which was drawn by Pamela Coleman Smith. And then I'm going to pull a card from the Dreamscape Oracle, which was drawn by Matt Hughes. And that's this deck right here. Okay, so it is a reading for this week as well as for this day. Okay, so let's cut these cards. And we'll start with what you need to know, your clarifiers. What would be helpful to think about, and clarifiers. And last, what would be helpful to do this week. Plus, as always, we'll do a Merriweather card. We'll leave her up there. Okay. So what would be, I'm going to move this over here. What would be helpful to know? The Tower. Don't panic. First of all, the Tower is a card that scares most everybody. And what I want you to know about the Tower is that a tower represents a change in a structure that you have come to rely on. So that can be as small a thing or as big a thing as happens. This is what happens. Change is inevitable. Sometimes we don't see it coming, and it can be a little rocky when that happens. So there's a change going on this week of some sort. And remembering that Mercury was retrograde, well, yeah, there could be some disruptions of some sort. So something that you're counting on is probably not going to go the way that you think it is. And it's helpful to know that in advance. So that is the what you need to know card today. So often people are so terrified by this card, but don't be, because change is daily, just like life is daily. And it can be as small a thing or a big a thing, just kind of depends. So here's what you need to think about. And I think that I have shuffled these cards upside down. But remember that I don't read reversals. I read the whole card. So this is the what we need to think about. So the Two of Cups is a relationship. So this can be a relationship with somebody in your family, a friend, your spouse. It can also be a relationship with yourself. It can be a situation at work. It can be a situation at home. But there is some kind of a energy around thinking about a relationship of some sort. And it could be that there is some disruption in that relationship, could be related to communications. Remember, Mercury is retrograde for a while. So this is about a relationship of some sort. And I'm guessing that there's going to be some disruption here. So the do cards. Four of Pentacles is an interesting card. Frequently it's called the Miser card because it looks like he's really holding on to all of his pentacles. And I'm going to remind you just about every time Pentacles come up that Pentacles are not just money. This is about all of your resources. Okay. So while he might be the Miser card, I also call him the Pinchy card because we're really hanging on to stuff here. However, it's also a four card. And the fours across the suits represent stability. And this is the only major or minor arcana card where the guy is wearing a crown. Usually the crowns are reserved for the kings and the queens, and the emperor and high priestess and major arcana characters. So this is a guy that's got everything that he needs. He's pretty stable. And we think about that he's grounded with his pentacles. He's got his feet on the ground. He's got his resources there. He's in touch with his emotions, and he's also got his spirituality present. So it's hard to know exactly what that means at this time, but this seems like a real grounded energy in the midst of whatever you need to know about the change here and the relationship that you are involved in. here. All right, so let's look at the Tower with some clarity. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity to do something different. The garden that is here has the white flowers, which are the bloodless flowers. Something that hasn't come into being as a resource yet. And in order to achieve whatever this blessing is that's been offered to you, you're going to have to go out that gate. When you can see that as you leave the gate, those flowers become a reality. And the little path leads apparently down and up the brown mountains on that other side. Those mountains in the distance are your highest potential. So this change, whatever it is going to be one that leads you to an ability to make a change in your resources with some effort. The Five of Wands is a card of, I look at it as a card of chaos. These guys aren't hurting each other, but they look like they're trying to do something. Either they're playing or they're trying to build something they really don't know what they're doing. And so as a result of structure coming down, there's going to be some chaos while you figure out what you're going to do on the other side of this change that has something to do with this new opportunity and little chaos that is part of that eventuality. So let's think about the Think cards. Again, this is about a relationship. These aren't necessarily related to each other. They might be. We'll be able to tell a little more when we look at these cards. The Hierophant is the card of being connected to the divine and making the divine, sharing that divine wisdom with others. Right? This is the Pope. It's actually a representation of the priests of the Persephone myths of old Greece in the Greek mythology. But he is the one that shares the wisdom of the divine with others. And hopefully he is sharing the keys. Right? This is about being open with all of those resources that he's got, all the wisdom that he's got, and sharing it openly. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the Judgment card. The Judgment card is Gabriel blowing his horn to wake the dead. So there's something going on with you that it's an aha moment. It is, oh, wake up and smell the coffee. There's something going on as far as knowing something you didn't know before, which may have been a revelation from the divine to you about whatever the situation is with another person or with yourself, with your job. It's really hard for me to say that, but this is like the big, oh my goodness. And this is about your thinking process, to think about what it is that you know and what it is that you need to be aware of in this particular relationship. Again, it can be with yourself, can be a spouse, can be somebody at work. It's a Monday reading for the week. Hard to tell. You will know, what we're talking about here. So lastly, what are we going to do? And this is that grounded energy again. And you've got a whole lot of information coming in and out here. This is kind of a lot of upheaval, which may be what this tower is about. And you are being told in the do section to stay grounded. Hold on to your spirituality, your emotions, and where you are in the resources of the world. So the Six of Wands is a card of success, but it is also a card of pretended success. Sometimes we have to fake it till we make it, and that's kind of what this card somewhat addresses. It also shows him on top of what we have been told is a mummer's horse. And a mummer's horse is the guy with the two guys with the horse costume over the top. So he's not really riding a real horse. Pamela Smith Coleman is really quite adept at drawing horses, and this one just looks odd with his covering. All you see is that head. So this card of success is sometimes we have to pretend that we feel successful even when we're feeling a little rocky, and to remember that other people, we're riding on the backs of other people here, and to not be successful at the expense of others. which may also be related to this relationship here. So let's look at this second clarifier. See, you can see the difference between the horses here. That's a lovely comparison. The Knight of Wands is fire energy, and you can see that that red feather really looks more like fire here. And Wands will remind you is the will and the determination. So a lot of will and determination here in what you are to do this week, but caution to stay grounded in all of those areas. While this change comes in, may or may not be related to a relationship, and about reminding you to stay grounded, to be considerate of your success, but not at the cost of others, while you move ahead here with your determination. Some kind of wisdom coming in on your thinking about how to share the wisdom or to take in the wisdom. The keys of the kingdom are there, and if these are keys that you have, to not be porky about them, but to share them. And that whatever this is going to come as a wake-up call for you. Overall, a pretty exciting reading. We've got 1, 2, 3 major arcana. We've got wands, 3 wands. We've got a cup, and we've got 2 pentacles. And we're missing the swords in particular, but this is pretty much a wake-up call and takes the place of the swords, which is the suit of logic and clarity. So I think you've got it big time here in the Judgment card. So let's look at the bottom of the deck. And we've got the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is a card of grief. It is a card of loss. I just want to call your attention to the 3 cups that have been spilled over, and there's green and red in this painting of stuff that was in there that are no longer available to you. But these 2 cups still exist. These 2 still exist for you. And while a time of grieving is necessary, and it may be related to whatever is happening here, remember that you do have these 2 cups, and there they are again in the thinking part of this reading. And when you are ready to be done, turn around, pick up those cups, and walk across the bridge back to the town. There is the water of emotions, showing the water going under the bridge. And there are sometimes things that happen to us that we just can't fix. There's nothing we can do about it. We have to move on. But I also want to caution you to take whatever time you need to grieve whatever this is. And whether that's this or this, remember that it isn't the end of the story, because you still have these 2 cups. And when you are ready, pick up those cups and move across the bridge into the rest of what's going on here. As you do that grieving, remember to stay grounded. And as you come through it, be sure that you do it on somebody else's expense. Know that there will be an aha about this relationship, and a communication from the divine. There will be chaos, but once you know that chaos is coming, you are in a better place to try to manage that wisely. So that's the reading for today. But let's get an oracle card from the Dreamscape Oracle deck. And I picked this deck because the pictures are so beautiful. And we'll just pull one for the week, since it is a Monday for you. And I think I reminded you that Mercury is retrograde this week. So be sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. And expect disruptions, and then you will not be surprised, right? So I'll just give this a little cut, and we'll take the top card. Sun Bear. Isn't that a beautiful card? I'm going to read this to you because I am not as versed in the meanings of these cards. So just bear with me for a moment while I pull up this reading, number 63. The sun bears live predominantly in the Southeast Asia, where they prefer to spend most of their time watching from the trees. That makes me laugh. The distinctive golden patch reflects the warmth and life of our sun. The sun bear is considered the embodiment of spiritual power and strength. Their intuition and self-reflection help one to heal through harmony and balance. As the part of the Urizdai family, they also share common spiritual traits of intuition and introspection. The strength of bear medicine is seated with the power to restore harmony and balance and to heal. Many cultures refer to the bear spirit as the great healer. So the meaning of this card is to summon the strength to help steady your spirit. Listen to your intuition and let it guide you. Which really connects to the cards here. Something has happened that's causing your some level of grief, and you are grounded. You're doing grounding work to stay grounded. This is the card of that healing. So this is the reading for Monday, the 5th of August. If you found this reading helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, if this does not resonate for you, leave behind what doesn't resonate and take the rest. And I will hope to see you next time here at the Treehouse when we take another view from above. Blessings.